It is good to be back here on Primetime. As we begin draft week, we have 6 epic matches, all with draft implications. It's a whole lot of action tonight, and also on Thursday. So strap on in as we begin our opening bout of the evening. As we enter into the Primetime arena, our opening bout is set to be an 8-woman tag match. And Lita kicks us off. Arguably her debut here in IPW. The extreme star she is.
The following contest is an 8-woman tag match. Introducing first, from Sanford, North Carolina, Lita.
Looking to put on an epic show here, regardless of our age. She is here to basically make a statement here in IPW. Forming this alliance with some other Hall of Famers. We bring in the legs of the team.
And her partners, from Baltimore, Maryland, Stacy Keebler.
Keebler joins the lineup here alongside Lita. This is going to be one epic team already, purely based on these two coming out. And we do have some reasoning why this team is coming together as them legs. Oh my word. Just so luscious, so long, so amazing. You could strangle. But regardless of that, Keebler's in to this match. 2 Hall of Famers. Add a third to the mix. And it's time for a bit of stratisfaction.
And from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Trish Stratus.
This lineup getting stacked in terms of talent. The Hall of Famers out to play here tonight. And the reason behind it, well, once Trish has made her entrance, will be made clear. The Hall of Famers teaming up one together to help out a little friend of theirs. As the 4th woman of this team is the flawless one, Michelle McCool.
And from Palatka, Florida, Michelle McCool.
Now this team, put together in support of McCool, is, well, let's be honest, McCool had a really good running towards the road to the showdown. It wasn't until the live event she stumbled, falling short to Io Sky in round 1. And Sky obviously ended up in the grand finals, beating both McCool and Fallon Henley to get there. But that's the thing. Of the women that beat the champ, Io Sky is one of them. The other is Michelle McCool. And that's why we've got a bit of fatal influence inbound for tonight's match.
Representing Fatal Influence from Chelsea, Michigan, the undisputed Women's World Champion, Fallon Henley.
Henley repping Fatal Influence here. It's going to be a toe-to-toe battle between her and McCool. And this is the interesting story coming out of the Fatal Influence camp. After draft week, they've garnered a new member to their roster. Will we be finding out who that is?
JC Jane.
We'll have to see, as Fatal Influence coming out as a unit. Separately, it seems. JC Jane, the next woman out.
And representing Fatal Influence from Tampa, Florida, JC Jane.
Gotta fill up as much screen time as possible if you're working alongside the champ. The unit coming out individually, which is a nice... It builds to the climax of who is Fatal Influence's fourth man or woman. Jane, we saw last week pick up a massive victory alongside Henley against Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Obviously, Damage Control headed off to more beautiful pastures on Breakdown. But Fatal Influence stayed together as a unit here on Primetime. And finally, we get to hear their music echoing through the arena.
And representing Fatal Influence from New York, Jack Man Nick S.
Jasmine Nix. Mike Rome's getting closer with the name, and for some reason, still wearing Liv Morgan's gear. Not to worry. That'll soon get fixed after this matchup. But let's be honest, Fatal Influence, the unit, it's insane. The expansion to 4 members. We already know that Henley's atop of the singles division. What is their fourth person going to do? Is she going to go pursuit of the television championship? Obviously, Nyx came off of a championship challenge, losing to Lyra Valkyria last week as well. Hence why she was not involved in that tag match between Damage Control and Fatal Influence. But now it's time to find out who the fourth woman of Fatal Influence is. And it's Kiana James. Honestly, a perfect fit for Fatal Influence.
And representing Fatal Influence from Sioux City, Iowa, Kiana James.
She fits in perfectly with this unit. The Mean Girls, arguably of IPW. Kiana. Little Miss Preppy. Brings that cockiness and honestly makes this unit look 10 times more scary. This is an interesting thing to think about now. With us knowing it's Kiana James alongside JC Jane, Jasmine Nix, and the Women's World Champion Fallon Henley. How does this team spread out? Will it be Jasmine and JC in tag action? Kiana challenging for the television championship? Who knows? JC might want to go for singles gold, obviously in real life. Holding the NXT Women's World Championship. How much longer? I'm unsure. Obviously, she will be challenging, I believe it's Masha Slamovich in TNA. Both belts on the line. As Henley connects with the big knee. Dropping leader. This is a battle of the upstarts and the Hall of Famers here, really. It's a good battle, and one that we're kind of hoping we'll see Michelle McCool get into the ring once again and square up off against Fallon Henley. Now, obviously, another woman in Jasmine Nix in this match that both Henley and McCool faced off against. And both, I believe, beat her. But this realistically is a good, solid unit between both sides, really. And I think the cohesion going to be on display here between Fatal Influence. Team together a lot longer. Obviously, the addition of Kiana James may cause some issues, but Jasmine Nix, the other issue could be... could be a few issues here for Fatal Influence, obviously. Losing to Henley might have soured the relationship within Fatal Influence. However, probably not that likely, as Nix wasn't really expected to win. But, hey, she gave it her all against the champ. There's a roll-up attempt here from Lita. This 4v4. Essentially, will come down to who blows all their this first, let's be honest. There's Henley. Side Russian leg sweep. Up, over, into the pin. Looking to get an early win. A 2 count on Lita is massive for the champ. And you have to think that any form of win here for Fatal Influence against these Hall of Famers is going to be huge. Now, what hasn't been said is IPW management have kind of chose these bouts especially. We had a taster last week of what's to come for our top champions. And we had that taster again in the showdown between Henley and Natalia. If you're unaware, basically, Summer Lovin' is gonna be the top champions of each brand facing off against one another. And the television versus Sapphire and Amethyst champions. It is champ v champ. The only championship not gonna be, well, the only championships not gonna be defended like that are the tag belts. We're already aware that it's gonna be Trick and Javon versus the Usos. And that is certainly a massive factor to weigh in, because if you missed IPW Underground on Saturday, what are you doing while you're watching this? Go watch that. But it culminated draft week with a massive tag team gauntlet. If you're unaware, what happened was one representative from each team went into the bout, and elimination order determined where they ended up in terms of brand. Now, if you're unaware, the tag belts are cross-brand, the only belts that will be like that. And that's certainly a massive, I'd say, advantage to being tag champs, as you get more potential screen time here in IPW, as that's gets you more money. It gives you a better chance to go to the pay window on consecutive occasions. But that will have to kind of be it. You do have more options as to who you face, though. And obviously we know now Trick and Javon won that gauntlet, and the last time we saw them before that was the Best of 5 series, where they came out on top against the Authors of Pain. That was a massive victory for Trick, who repped the team in that matchup. Trick bouts really got lucky there. They are on Primetime as well. So our first challenges will be exclusive to Primetime, and I believe if the Usos do lose at Summer Lovin', they will go to Primetime as Nice bulldog there onto Jasmine Nix. Through from Stratus. Henley and Jane both in to break it up. Kiana's still standing at ringside. We're yet to see her get in the ring, but Stratus misses with the chick kick. Nix through with a big pump kick of her own. Kind of waiting at this moment for Kiana to join the match. Because it has been mostly all the Hall of Famers in control of this bout. Big Boot misses there. Nix gets back to her feet. Gets chopped in the process. Stratus sends her running up and down Desprez. And a flurry of punches come through. Hall of Famer into the pin. Looking for the win. 2 count. Kiana into the fray. Breaks up the pin. Evades Trish's grasp as well. You have to feel Kiana's really raring to go here to try and get into this match, as would be the Undisputed World Champ, as McCool into the pin, just brushing the face of Nix. 2 count. Fatal Influence still in this match, and we've seen this bout before. McCool and Nix. McCool heading up top. Crashing down, misses with the splash. A big boot from Nix drops the Hall of Famer. And now Jasmine in control, gets sent into her own corner. McCool trying to connect with a punch. Unable to do so, Nix strikes first. And McCool comes through with a combo and busts open Nix, who makes the tag, and in comes Kiana for the first time in her Fatal Influence history. Up against Keebler. Caught, though, by Stacy. It has been really all the Hall of Famers. This is a tough test for Fatal Influence in their first time together as a unit. And you have to feel maybe the champ wants to get in the ring, wants to go toe-to-toe with these Hall of Famers and shut them down. She's not been given that opportunity, and in fact, Keebler gets reversed, sent into her own corner. Kiana chases it down, and the strikes come through. Have to be also thinking, have Fatal Influence been crafting new finishes together? There's a pinfall attempt in. Kiana trying to win it for the team. Can't get a 1 count. The effort. Calls up Keebler, up, round with the neck breaker. Comes down Stacy. Keebler caught. Nice shoulder breaker by Kiana, who's now opting. Tag in JC Jane, the workhorse of Fatal Influence. Big thrust kick from Jane as she looks for the cover here. Into the pin she goes. 1. Big kick out. And Keebler forced to roll out. Jane gonna throw a shot at McCool, realizing what threat she is. And obviously, kind of the reason this bout's happening. And Keebler sends a receipt, as does McCool, as McCool re-enters the ring. Snapmare into the Meteora. Nice maneuver there by McCool. Gets to the ring apron. Allen could push her off here. Is going to do so. Nice work by Fatal Influence to cut off McCool at the pass. Jane going to capitalize. Send McCool into the corner. Nice punch there by Kiana as well. This is Fatal Influence territory. And McCool cannot get out of it. A big kick, though, causes some separation. McCool into the pin. Kiana quickly in, breaks it up. Saving the match for the team, though JC hasn't really taken too much damage. He might do now, because this is a faith breaker position coming crashing down. Pinfall attempt here. Fatal Influence in to break it up again. Jasmine Nix keeping the team in it. And this is where you're hoping praying for a miracle if you're Fatal Influence here. These Hall of Famers showing why they earned that title, why they were inducted, as they have just been on top the entire match. Jane forced to cause separation, rolls out. Henley takes a shot. As Irish Whip reversed into the referee. Trish capitalizing, grabs hold of Jane, puts her on the ropes, and I have a feeling Jane might be going for a ride soon. Chick kick connects. And down goes Jane. Potentially knocked out. 1, 2, through no. That was such a close near fall. How did Jane stay in it? She fights off Trish through neck breaker. Takes down Trish Stratus. Jane through, striking, connecting, DDTing, destroying. Trish, and in comes the champ. It's about goddamn time she gets into the fray. But she's immediately jumped by Stratus. Henley needs to fight back, ducks the big kick. Comes through, nice face buster. Brings down Trish to the mat. And the champ can get to work here. The kick to the knee, sets up for the hoedown. The champ connects and goes for the pin. Keebler in to try and break it up. Instead, connects with the referee, which does the same job, let's be honest. Henley not done. Keeps Trish in control. Irish Whip reversed. Henley sent into the corner. Trish fires out. And Trish is running, charging in. Connects with the splash. Through with the Bulldog. No, reversed. Henley pushes her off. Through with the spinning European uppercut. The champ does her job and brings in the rookie. Control to Fatal Influence, and Henley, she does that with ease, and now looking to keep it up. Here is Kiana, but needs to do a little more because, well, she's in trouble. Caught here by Stratus. Nice backdrop to escape the grasp of the Canadian. Or the Pittsburgh native or Philadelphia native, whichever one the NLT boys are going for nowadays. Spine buster through from Stratus. Lines up the boot. Connects. Just punishing here Kiana. As she hooks her up. Brings her down with the Bulldog. Kiana's having to be a punching bag right now. How much longer? Because Stratus has been in this ring for a long time. And she's looking to end it, I guess. Stratus. Faction. Busts open Kiana. Into the pin goes Stratus. Jane's in. Breaks it up almost immediately. No luck for Stratus here. Because Fatal Influence know how to survive. Neckbreaker reversed. Kiana through, misses the lariat instead. Just hair pulled, mat slammed into the mat, I guess you could say. Stratus has been pretty dominant through the majority of this. In fact, all of the Hall of Famers have been in dominant fashion in this match. Stratus heads up top, calling, beckoning Kiana to her feet. Kiana avoids, comes through, connects. As Stratus sends her into the Fatal Influence corner. And this has got the feeling of a tag team maneuver. Big boot to the gut of Stratus. Discus! Pump kick from Jane. Connecting. She did this, and then the discus forearm drops the senton into the pin. Trademark JC Jane as once again the referee clobbered, but it keeps the Hall of Famers in the match. The senton misses again, though. Jane getting into this. a workhorse in the damage control match. Now she gets to unload against these Hall of Famers. Trish Stratus the first to feel the effect. Jane watches, stops the tag. Gets brought back into the Fatal Influence territory. Catches Stratus, trying to grab her. As a nice Hurricane Rana from Jane. Into the pin she goes. Rope break called. It's the first rope break I've seen in a while. Stratus escapes out the back. Keeping the pressure on to Jane, who catches a shot through with her own lariat, connecting. Dropping, keeping Trish at bay. Fatal Influence really trying to play the numbers game, and JC brings in Nix. Holds her steady through with the big boot. Nix now, last time she was in this match was a liability, I guess you could say. It was all the Hall of Famers when she was in here. She had to find an opportunity to strike. This might be it, as she's brought into the corner of the Hall of Famers. Gets out with a boot. Through with the big pump kick. Dropping Stratus. Sends her running. Through with the Superman punch, but it misses. Stratus through, leaping clothesline. And she's in Fatal Influence territory. The shots coming through Stratus. This has really become a 4v1, for lack of better terms. Finally, I think Stratus is going to make it a little less than that as she brings in Keebler. And here comes Henley. He's calling off Keebler, distracting her, saying it's timeout time. Henley misses. Keebler grabs a hold of her, sends a running no reversal. Keebler sent over the top rope, and Henley tries to follow up with a punch, cannot do so. Instead, Keebler connects, and now the champ starts to unload, sends a punch in, and now a side Russian leg sweep. Sends the shots. Another receipt, this time McCool to Henley. From the ropes, an Irish whip. Fatal Influence send a couple of their own receipts, and that was a funky maneuver from Henley. The champ, we know, wants this match. He wants to win it badly. Beating McCool will be massive. As leader, now legal, the hot tag through, but Henley caught, hooked up. No, not going to go towards the fate. Instead, Northern Light suplex through from the champion. 1 count. And a quick kick out from leader to stay in this. The champion, wary of the strikes, the potential of a finish from leader. And that's a rear naked choke locked in. Deep. Very hard to get out of here. The champion trying to get a tap out. A very unusual maneuver from her. Don't normally see submissions out from Henley. Nice. Hurricane Rana from leader. Great space. Now the strikes begin to fly. The champion in trouble. Leader hooks her up. A slip there. And with that inverted DDT. Leader bringing it to Henley. Henley, we know how strong and resilient she is. Fires a shot off. Kiana's strong to get on the apron. Meanwhile, Henley struggling to really not dominate in this match. She has been really Fatal Influence's strong point in this bout. She has just been able to stand toe-to-toe with these Hall of Famers. And it's expected from the champ to be this good. As she watches leader's body, looking for an opportunity to strike through. Famous connects. She was biding her time so she could finish her opponent. Keebler breaks the pin up. The champ may be looking for a tag here. Grabs a hold of leader. I don't think she's going to get it. Instead, brings her to a neutral corner. A scoop and a slam, and down goes Hardcore Legend. Leader makes the hot tag, and in comes McCool. Some unfinished rivalry here between these two. As Henley hooked Angel's wings inbound, planting the champ down into the pin. 1, 2. No, a kick out from Henley, surviving this match as Lita still in the ring. Makes her way out. I have a feeling we might see it. No, reversed by the champ, spinning European uppercut. I was thinking Faithbreaker could be coming down on Henley. Instead, it's Henley striking. Powerbomb position with McCool. McCool fights out of it. Down. That's the champion in her grasp. Drags her to the ropes. Just takes her down. This is dirty from McCool. Referee needs to stop that because it should not be happening. Henley busted open by Michelle here. Runs the ropes, does McCool, tries to drop the leg, can't do so instead. McCool hooked up. Neckbreaker, no. Henley can't lock them arms in, instead she gets taken for a ride. Champion taking a lot of punishment really from these 4 women. Gets out the pin. Cool trying so hard to put a stop to Henley in this match. Fallon, resilient as ever. Famouser connects. Blasting McCool's head into the mat. The pinfall attempt in. And there's a kick out at 1 by Michelle. Leaders into the fray. Striking Henley. Fallon makes the tag. In comes JC. Discus pump kick connects. And Jane, she's making her greatest hits known. The discus forearm follows suit. The shots kept coming. Trish? What'd she do? She just targeted the champ. Didn't even go to break the pin up. As Fatal Influence dispersed from the apron, I think they're taking it to Trish Stratus. Nyx returns for only a moment. What's going on? I'm intrigued to see what action we're actually missing. There we go. The camera gives us a little pan as it's Kiana targeting Trish. Stacy now legal. Scoop and a slam. Nice maneuver there by Jane. Brings down Stacy and Henley, lashing out a couple of shots to Trish, who really shouldn't have been there in enemy territory. Just why'd she go after Fallon? Anyway, Fatal Influence in control. Kiana now legal after Jane and Henley's heroics to bring them back into the match. A drop down there. A leapfrog from Kiana. Hooks up. No, can't get it. Instead, Stacy fights out of this. Hebler down with the Des Prez. Striking Kiana pretty hard there. This opener certainly delivering on all angles. Big face buster from Keebler. Leader returns to the fray. Looking to capitalize. Kiana rolls out. Through. Brings down Leader with that swinging neckbreaker-like maneuver. Apple mat slamming. Leader's down in the pin. Kiana trying to win. Kick out there by Leader. At 1. And Kiana's now, no, not going to strike. Jawbreaker through from Leader, who hooks her up. No, not going to Twist of Fate. No one's getting hit with that just yet. Instead, it is Kiana firing through, connecting, hooking up Leader, DDTing. Down goes Leader into the pin. Kiana trying to win, can't do so. Keebler breaks it up. Fatal Influence finding their might, their resilience into this one. Off the back of the champion's effort. But Kiana and Nyx Need to step it up. Kiana has done so the moment she's been in this match. Since Henley's... that Snake Eyes in the corner by Lita. Dropping Kiana. Henley breaks up the pin. Kiana crawling. Can't make it to the corner just yet. Lita gonna just drop the legs onto Kiana's legs. Why not do it again? No, this time it's just it's a gooch press. Just landing on the front area. I don't know what you call that area on a person. But Lita landed on it. And now Keebler's looking to pounce on it, I guess you could say. Spinning heel kick. Dropping Kiana into the pin. She goes. Keebler trying to win it here. JC breaks it up. Kiana, though, down. Could be out as Keebler trying to capitalize. Just a super kick. Dropping Kiana. And she might be suffering the first loss here for Fatal Influence. If it weren't for the fact Jasmine Nix, in the nick of time, breaks up the pin. Keebler striking through. Big shots. Gonna try and... No, she's just taunting. As Kiana slowly crawling, makes the tag. In comes Jasmine. Nix caught with the heel. Pinfall attempt. Keebler using the ropes. Kiana breaks it up because she was still in the ring. Caught. Fights off Keebler. Jasmine back to her feet. Superman punch connects. Striking firm and true with that. And now Nix unloads some shots of her own. The knees coming in. And Fatal Influence. Bring in the champ. Henley. Scoop. Slam. Down with Keebler. Into the pin she goes. One. And a kick out. The champion has a hold of Keebler, who fights out of the grasp. Stacy sends Henley running into enemy territory. The tag comes through. Leading now legal as Henley pinned, trapped in the corner. Sent running into the big boot. A nip up from Henley. She's not staying down for long, but she's sent running. A drop down from Lita. A leapfrog. And then the pick in the ankle. No, pushed off. Good work there by Henley. Surviving the onslaught. Come through with a combo and a big kick to the skull. In comes JC. The work unit of Fatal Influence. Just the destroyers, I guess you could say. They're being destroyed right now by Lita. Lita running. Making her way to the safety of her corner. In comes Michelle McCool. A strike through here by JC Jane, who comes connecting big with that strike. Big match already to kick off the show. McCool to the apron. Henley just needs to drop her here. Not going to do so. Instead, over the top with the boot. Is Jane caught. Slammed to the mat by McCool, who has her number. Sent running. Drop down. Pops up into the Faith Breaker. McCool connecting. Rolls into the pin. It could be the win. No, Henley breaks it up. McCool looking to keep the pressure on. Taunting from the second rope. Calling a shot here. Up and down, connects with the lariat. Jane in trouble. As McCool has her in her corner. Brings in Trish. Trish puts JC up top, hooks her up and brings her down with the feet, I should say. Don't know what I was trying to say before that, but anywho. Trish has a hold of JC. Jane's kind of been slowed down, staggered, busted open now. Caught with some stratisfaction and fatal influence. This could be fatal to their chances of winning. No one's in to break it up. Kiana's slow to it. And a Hall of Famer's victorious. Big victory here for them over fatal influence. I have got a feeling though that this isn't the last time we will see these teams face off. Or these stars face one another because, well, it went longer than expected. This was basically the Evolution main event in terms of length. But goddamn, did they put it on the line? Abso-goddamn-lutely. It wasn't until Fatal Influence ran out of steam, could not keep up with the Hall of Famers. They lost this one. Trish, that Stratisfaction, ending the night here for JC Jane and Fatal Influence.
Here are your winners. The team of Lita, Stacy Keebler, Trish Stratus, and Michelle McCool.
I have a feeling that McCool has her sights set on Henley. We'll have to see if that comes true as we move to our next bout of the evening. Woo! 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 It's only right we do this for Lyra after winning the belt last week. But she's competing once again tonight in non-title action.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, the undisputed women's television champion, Lyra Valkyria.
What the fuck? What's happening here? Superman punch from out nowhere. Carmella connects. Jumping the champion on the way to the ring before the second set of woos. I'm upset here. But Carmella making a statement here against the champ. Impromptu matchup, it seems. I think the champ was out here to celebrate more than anything than compete. But hey, caught on the approach to the ring, and Carmella just laying it all out here. Striking, and the bell rings. I believe we have an impromptu match. Mella sends Lyra into the corner here to get us going. Nice DDT. Our referee now joins us in the ring. Pinfall attempt here. Mella trying to win. Not able to do so, as champion is resilient. We know that for sure. Able to keep it going for the majority of her tenure. We've seen what Lyra can do. The big important thing for her is next week's matchup. Going up against Fallon Henley on the road to the show, on the road to Summer Lovin'. She will face off against Henley, who we just saw lose in that four-way tag match. Now, it's important to note that Lyra has got a better record against Fallon, but it's not about that when it comes to this battle. Lyra is obviously a talented wrestler, hence why she holds the belt now. Comes down with a splash, crossbody connects, and she's following up. Nice moonsault on the outside. Mella, though, we have to talk about motives. I guess she wants a title shot against Lyra Valkyria. Well, we don't know the reasons why she's going after Lyra and not like our top champion. But to be honest, can you blame her? A new champion, a fresh target, potentially an easy target. Lyra, we know, can hold her own. Brings the action every step of the way, and I have a feeling Valkyria will be maybe holding this belt for a long time. Might be one of the first championship holders in the television division to hold the belt for a long time, but that's a face buster and a half from Mella. It's Carmella looking to end it. The super kick connects. Down into the pin she goes. Lyra down. Will she be out of it? 1, 2. No, a kick out in time by the champ. And Valkyria up, down. Nice Hurricane Rana brings Mella to the floor. Keeping the pressure on her. And the champion, we know, honestly picked up timing perfectly in that fatal 4-way last week. The shot she landed, just prime targeting and just set up for such a monumental moment in IPW. Now Lyra gets a chance to defend the belt each week. She competes, basically. Obviously, non-title action here. Is this impromptu matches? Lyra has Mella up. Nightwing connects. Down, planting Mella. Pulls her out the ropes as well. Wise by the champion. Not allowing a rope break to cause this match to go any longer than it needs to. The pinfall attempt through. 2 count. Mella realizing it's time to end it. Or not be ended, I guess you could say, as Lyra now striking, controlling. Mella brings her into the ropes, but she's tossed outside the ring. Carmella watching, looking maybe to potentially fly. Valkyria slow to her feet. Returns to the ring. Not going to be counted out. Instead, it's going to be a hookup of Mella. Snap suplex. Valkyria up and over. Drops the leg. Nice slingshot there. Into the pin she goes. 1, 2. Kick out in time for Mella. Mella wearing that money gear. Obviously thinking she is money. But you're not money until you hold a belt, as Lyra fighting out of this. Not going to fall prey to whatever Carmella had lined up for her. Instead, the spinning heel kick is next in line. Dropping Valkyria, who spears Valkyria down to the outside. Not allowing her to go high risk and go for that maneuver. Mella can't connect from top rope, though, as the splash misses. Lyra capitalizing on the mistake. Dropping the not even challenger, potential challenger in the future, I guess you could say. If she keeps up this, like, incessive obsession with the champion or keeps interfering with her. Up on the shoulders, though, goes Mella. Hooked up, Nightwing inbound. Planted. Center of the ring. Lyra looking dominant. No. Thought it was done and dusted. Mella's still in it, though. Strong performance in terms of resiliency from her. But Lyra Still in control. Ripcord forearm smash, and now punishing the leg. Wearing down the joints. Valkyria rolls out. Rolls back in. Runs the ropes. Up and over. Misses. Took too long. Mella. Capitalizing roll-up attempt. Schoolgirl 1. Not even 1 count. Lyra out quickly. Staying in this as these two stare each other down. Who's going to connect? Dance break. Woo! We've seen it all here in IPW, it seems, as the women decide enough is enough. The camera gets to leave its anchor position. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Who wants it more? Valkyria or Mella? Valkyria beckoning the shots, neither woman landing them though. Mella standing tall. What's it gonna take for this action to get any more explosive than this? It is just electric here as the current champion popping off. As is Mella. Oh, she lands a big right. Nice shot there as Valkyria hooks her up. It's a Nightwing. Okay, I'm gonna do the smart thing here. I can't click controls, okay. Controller assignment. Oh, there we go. You saw nothing. As Lyra hooks up Mella into the powerbomb. Mella. Drop down, massive maneuver by Valkyria. Keeps the punishment up. Nice. Pulling of the arm. Mella avoids the next shot as both women crash down to the mat, missing. Valkyria through with a combination. Sweeps the leg out from underneath Mella. And Valkyria, the champ. Watching on. Waiting. The opportunity. Mella slowly back to her feet. Hooks up. And just tosses the champion. Shots coming through. Mella calling. Beckoning Valkyria to her feet. What could she be thinking? As Irish whips reversed. Valkyria through. Nice lariat. Into the pin she goes. Looking for the win. A 2 count comes through. And a kick out in time. Shot connects as Valkyria double axe to the back. Mella crawling to the corner to buy some space. But she's in a dangerous position here. The scoop and a slam down from Valkyria, who heads up top. And my word, I think it's time. The shot's called. The gun's pointed. And the leg drop. That executioner's leg drop. Valkyria utilized in that fatal 4-way to great effect. Secures the win. Go Birds. Woo! The champ victorious even after an ambush by Mella to kick off this match. But even still, it's a gutsy performance by Mella. She put on a good showing. Potentially could be a bad sign, to be honest, more than anything, for Valkyria, that she has a massive target on her back. She can't even have her championship celebration without interference. As such, you have to say great work here in this impromptu match by Valkyria to survive. But to be honest, did she need to survive? Or was it just a mugging gone wrong? We'll have to see how Lyra proceeds forward. Yeah, this match. Great performance by her. That leg drop is just becoming one of the most prolific maneuvers here in IPW. Connecting easily with it. She's victorious here tonight.
Here is your winner, Lyra Valkyria.
Next week, she goes up against Fatal Influence's Fallon Henley in a champ v champ match. Can she do it again? Or will she fall short? We will have to see. Oh, great. Why is the entrance turned off? Be nice if it showed me controls. Entrance is on. There we go. Hi, it's me. After that epic clash between Lyra and Carmella, we return to regularly scheduled action here in IPW.
Contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring at a combined weight of 488 pounds, Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers.
Let's get into this. The Headbangers, after a pretty decent performance by Thrasher, end up on Primetime. Tonight, going up into a difficult matchup for this team. Let's be honest, we're throwing back the years here for this one. Speaking of throwbacks,
And their opponents at a combined weight of 493 pounds, the undisputed World Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos.
the Usos, a unit once more, still holding the championships here in IPW. Winning them back against Gallus. Team also still lurking on Primetime. Tonight the Usos go to war. Looking to prove why they are top dogs, top billing here in the tag division. No yeeting. Just slaying here for the Usos. Ready for war against the Headbangers. Mosh starting it off against Jay. Now away we go. We've seen a lot of solid action out from the Headbangers in recent weeks. Or recent activity in IPW. And competing here against the Usos, it's a good tester. Obviously, we know who our number one contenders are in Trick and Javon. This is kind of just a fundamental just warm-up on the build-up to Summer Lovin'. As the Usos coming through. Jimmy connects in the corner. Honestly, it is a lot harder to tell them apart when they're matching gear, matching look. No main event. Jey Uso. No Jimmy Uso also. Not a thing in this era of the Usos. Just pure damage, brawling, and just realistically being the best in the biz when it comes to tag team action. The Headbangers weren't really ever in the picture of being a top team, but they're showing some skill, stomping away here on the Usos. And Mosh in the ring goes for the pin. Expect probably some pretty high-octane offense from the Headbangers. Known for a little bit more high risk. Similar sort of story to what the Usos bring, but not on that same level as Jimmy in Control puts a tag into his brother Jay. As the Usos circling up into a Samoan drop. That pop-up maneuver. Very potent, explosive to the core. Tag again. The Usos keeping the pressure on. Trapping Mosh in the corner. Nice forearm smash to the face of Mosh, who's been beaten in the early goings of this match. Needs to realistically make a tag out to his... Are they brothers, the Headbangers? Whatever they are, they're a potent unit if they can get going. Gunstun to Thrasher removes the tag option away from Mosh. As Jimmy uncorks a super kick. A massive shot on the outside. Fired up Mosh here. Putting on the pressure. As the count nears the 10 mark. Taunting here from Mosh as Jimmy returns to the ring. Super kick misses, evaded. Mosh sends into the corner. Tries to go for a tag, cannot get it. Instead, a super kick, thwapping the jaw. Pinfall attempt here. Thrasher in, breaks it up. The difference between this tag match and the one we saw to kick off the show. A lot less opportunities for people to break up pins. Mosh fighting out the corner. Sends Jimmy into friendly territory. Tag out. Brings in Thrasher. Pop-up backdrop in stereo. Goes for the pin. Quick kick out there. Thrasher sent back into his own corner. Tries to connect with a crossbody, cannot do so. Instead, world's strongest backbreaker. Super kick to the gut, and then the follow-up. That spike-esque maneuver with the hand. Kind of like a shote. In comes Jay now for the Usos. Thrasher trapped in enemy territory, and we kind of get to talk now, I guess, about the Usos. Their next championship defense against Trick and Javon at Summer Lovin'. The only team currently able to go between, or one of two teams able to go between brands. The Usos have some difficult opponents on either side of IPW. You've got New Day on Breakdown. A rivalry that could be reignited there. You have the likes of Team 3D, Gallus, Milk City Machine Guns, all on Primetime though. So you might see the odd kind of tag matchup on Breakdown, but again, it's probably more of a single show. That is nice maneuver there from Mosh, connecting. Lines up, I believe, Jay. The follow-up, but can't get it. Instead, sent running. Crashes down before he hits the ropes. To the second rope goes Jay, who connects with a drop kick. Keeping the pressure on Mosh here. Mosh gets back to his feet, though. Sends Jay off the ropes. A drop down. Tries to hit the back elbow. Cannot do so. Instead, it's straight off the ropes. Main event, Jey Uso connects with a lariat. Firing on all cylinders. He puts Mosh in the corner. And here comes the Usos stalking their prey. And they're going to send him up and down with the 1D. Connecting with the maneuver. Thrasher coming into the ring. Breaks it up before our referee can even make a count. Irish whip reverse. Mosh up and down. Nice scoop power slam. Hooks up onto the torch rack position. Mosh up and down. Burning hammer. Connecting with it into the pin. A 2 count on the champs. Not going to get the win just yet. The Usos still fighting. Mosh still going though. Has some more maneuvers. Can't connect. Instead hit with a bulldog. Can't make the tag either. Jay cuts him off at the pass. As we get a nice look up the kilt at Mosh's underwear. He was really Scottish. You wouldn't be wearing the underwear. Either way, we don't really care about that. As this matchup's more of our focus. Nice cutter there from Jay, who's lining up his target in the drop zone. It's time for a flying Uso. Connects with the Uso splash. Goes for the pin. Looking for the win. And gets no. Not enough to get the win. Just yet. Irish whip into the corner. Jimmy tries to throw a punch. Distracts Mosh, and in the end allows Jay to connect. Goes for a pin now. Has he done enough? And he has. Anticlimactic in terms of picking up the victory. But it's still an Usos dub. And it was pretty dominant. Isolate Mosh in the Uso penitentiary. And destroy. Simple. Effective offense from the Usos. An Uso splash and then a scoop slam. Ends the match. Nice Samoan drop there in the replays. But yeah, this tag match a lot more fast-paced compared to the last one. And it's our last one of the show as we head into some big boy bouts. It's a multi-man singles match heading your way. We'll see you in a moment's time after the replays. Destruction by Jay. ends this matchup for the Usos. It keeps the Headbangers out of title contention as well.
Here are your winners, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos.
But yes, tag action Dunsky for the night. We've seen a lot of our champions competing as well. Let's go to our next bout. Our fourth bout of the evening. The action swings now to the television division for the men. As a former Undisputed Television Champion comes out to the ring first in this triple threat match. Time to welcome him, serenade him, as the Japanese legend comes to the ring.
The following is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke
Nakamura, former champion here in IPW. Looking to recover the belt he lost. It's been a while since he has been in the title hunt. Now he begins that long-awaited search for glory here on Tuesday nights. As the lights flicker around him, he readies himself for a battle. Looking ready as always. Stretching to prepare for one hell of a battle here tonight. The competition revs up hell of a lot more when you hear the Monsters music begin. As Abyss is here once again.
and his opponents. First, from parts unknown, weighing in at 350 pounds, he is the Monster Abyss!
Let's talk about him. Last week, beating the Great Khali earned his place here on the Primetime roster. Tonight, we're going to keep momentum towards the television championship. He has a former champion in his pathway and a former challenger to spoil the third man in this matchup.
Can you dig it, sucker?
As
And from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 251 pounds, Booker T.
As the fires continue to burn after Abyss's entrance and now Booker's, this is going to be one interesting triple threat match. As let's be honest, the stakes really sit in favor of Abyss right now in terms of recent match results and victories. But yeah, to be honest, it's a tough challenge for all three men. Only one can walk out victorious. Booker T looking to be that man. But can the king achieve that victory we're about to see as Nakamura looks ready, as does Abyss? Booker sizing up both his opponents. We're underway here. It's triple threat. Abyss targeting Nakamura in the early goings, with Booker watching on. And we can kind of talk now about the debut for Abyss. Going up against another debuting star in the Great Khali. We saw probably the move of IPW from Abyss. That choke slam from military press was absolutely nutty on the outside. I've rewatched that so many goddamn times. As Nakamura lands a nice combo here. Abyss takes the back. Caught though with a bulldog. Nakamura striking. The former champion knows how to deal with multiple opponents. Pile driver. Straight to Booker T. As the energy picks up. A sledgehammer in hand for Abyss. Trying to clock Booker. Can't do so. Instead, gets him with a big boot. Booker has Nakamura. Can't really do too much to him other than that stalling suplex. Nakamura connecting massively to Abyss. Realistically, it is a waiting game in a triple threat for a lot of these stars because they're waiting for the opportunity to strike and just fire off a big shot. This could be a big shot. Tag team offense here from Booker T and Abyss. Both in TNA at the same time. They certainly must have faced off. Because I believe Abyss was a babyface at that time. Nice big boot there. Dropping Nakamura. As the monster sizing up a target, but he is caught immediately from Shinsuke's chair. Booker lands that power slam. Drops the axe as well. Abyss to his feet, hooks up Booker T, powerbomb position, and just drives him into the mat. Massive offense there as we kind of get to talk about Abyss a little bit. Former TNA star, never had a WWE career in the ring. Obviously outside the ring, a producer / road agent. He did a lot and has still done a lot for the company. As he hooks up Nakamura this time for a powerbomb. Just drilling him into the mat. Opts for a pin onto Booker T. Gets a 2 count. Nakamura trying to capitalize, can't do so. Abyss fights him off. But Nakamura, half and half. He just lands that overhead suplex. Just brutal with its execution. Booker onto the pin on Nakamura. Quick kick out and Booker T caught immediately after the pin, but Nakamura. Great use of work there by Booker T, connecting fully into a one-knee Abyss just stopped Nakamura's Kinshasa from coming through. Did the job, but Nakamura's doing a job right now. Sledgehammer just dropping Abyss. Sends Booker T to the outside, and Nakamura must be looking for it. Lines up Abyss, a drop down, and a Kinshasa connecting to the skull. Booker's taunting on the outside. Into the ring, breaks it up on the nick of time, the 2 count. And a steel chair. Shot to the head of Nakamura, busts him open. Abyss to his feet. It's only a 1 count on Nakamura. As Abyss hooks up Booker T. Torture rack bomb. Plants him down into the pin. Nakamura breaks it up. Sends Abyss running out to the outside. Now it's a 1v1. Booker versus Shinsuke. Booker having control right now. Needs to get the job done quickly here. Goes for the pin. Abyss was getting to his feet. Only a 1 count. Need to do a little bit more damage here to Nakamura. But Abyss returns to the ring. And I think Abyss is going to get hit with the scissors. Nakamura trying to steal the pin. Booker not allowing it. And he's going to fire off some shots here to Nakamura. Kick to the groin. DDT. Plants the Japanese star. Add in a lariat. Nakamura in trouble as a kendo stick brought into play. And Booker T takes and eats that shot. Meanwhile, Nakamura backdrop suplex. And then a boot to the face of Abyss. Abyss yet to land that finisher. The black hole slam still in his wheelhouse. But a kendo stick in Nakamura's, utilizing it to great effect. Come on! Hit with the Harlem sidekick though. You might be able to taunt him, and Big Boots Booker will still drop you. You call the shot, you get hit. It's that famous saying of chat shit, get banged. Both the two stars squirming on the outside as Booker pacing, lying in wait to strike. Nakamura, Abyss need to really shut down Booker. Nice knee to the groin there by Shinsuke as Abyss fires up. Throws up the X. Booker brings Abyss into the apron. A sledgehammer in the hands of Shinsuke trying to connect onto Booker. They're trying to fight over Abyss's body. Abyss is eating them sledgehammers, as does Booker. Shinsuke returns to the ring. Abyss follows suit. But Nakamura connecting with a punch to the back. Can't connect with the gut kick. Now Abyss hooks up Booker. Around the world. Black hole slam. Plants him. And another. This time for Shinsuke. 2 men down. He just needs to pick the target that's taken the most damage. He's gone for Shinsuke. Gets the 2 count. Now just go for Booker. Connects with a bulldog. Booker T missing. Chair thrown. Shinsuke's hit. Booker T now targeted. Abyss sends him running up. Can't throw him. Instead hit with an elbow. Combination through. Drops him down on the chair. Abyss avoids a shot, but that shot he can't. The low blow drops Abyss, but Booker's back to his feet. Not allowing a dirty maneuver to pick up the victory. Shinsuke needs to do a little more to secure the dub as a referee staring at Abyss, who's had his groins pulverized there. Abyss seems fine as he returns to his feet. Drop down on Shinsuke. Headbutt to the back and now turns his attention to Booker. It's Abyss's moment. Maybe not. Scissor kick. Boom! Skull smashed into the mat. Booker can't win because Shinsuke's still in it. But he sends him running out to the ringside. Abyss, the next target. Hooked up. Swinging neck breaker. Shinsuke returns to the ring. Caught. On entry by Booker T, who drops him with a punch. Make it a bookend. Abyss watching on. Sent to the corner. Shinsuke. I'm surprised Booker didn't go for a pin on him. Instead, a big boot drops Booker. And another to Shinsuke. Abyss is in control. He's got his targets set on Shinsuke, but can't connect. And Nakamura, the red mist to the face of Abyss, looking to steal it. 2 count. Booker breaks it up. Booker firing up. Coming swinging into the match. This moment, Booker in control. Shinsuke forced out the ring. Abyss realistically needs to find a way back into this match. As the Shinsuke Harlem sidekick, though, might say different. As the win heads to Booker T while Shinsuke taunts on the outside. The five-time champion secures the win. I think you've got to blame Shinsuke there a little bit for that victory to Booker. Taunting on the outside, never a good approach to matches. You get caught, and it's an easy win for the opportunist. And in this match, there was only one real opportunist. Booker T bided his time. That Harlem sidekick there on a taunting Shinsuke was perfect. This moment I thought Abyss had it. The 2 black hole slams. No, not enough. And Booker T came swinging. After the misting from Shinsuke. Breaks this up. Sends Nakamura to the outside. Harlem sidekick. Yeah, as you can see, Shinsuke taunting. And losing.
Here is your winner, Booker T.
Good match here from Booker T. Victorious in this one. But now it's co-main event time as a Spinneroonie. Ends the night for Booker T. We'll see what's next to come, though, for Booker here in IPW. We go from a triple threat down to a singles match. There's the music of one AGA Lee.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Jersey City, New Jersey, AJ Lee!
Filling the arena with this song. Lee looking at getting winning ways here in IPW. Unable to do so in her debut match. But tonight may be different. She has a nice opponent for herself. Someone wanting the dream match. Everyone knows this to be a dream opponent. AJ Lee. Everyone just wants her back in the ring. When that'll come, who knows? As we leave the Hall of Fame career to go to a new generation. As our opponent, Cora Jade.
From Chicago, Illinois, Cora Jade!
Makes her way to the ring. A breakout star. Young career. A lot of promise ahead of her. Let's be honest. In need of reinvigorating here in IPW. Trying to pick up some victories and a potential chance to go towards one of the championships on Primetime. 2 champions sit in front of her Who she chooses, we won't know. But as we ready ourselves for this bout, AJ Lee looks ready, as does Cora. As we get underway, Jade's out the gates fast. The size game gonna favor Cora in this one, as Lee quite a small statured woman. But stature's not everything here in pro wrestling, it's how you utilize it. And Lee, very agile, quick, knows how to strike, and is a technical, what's it called, wizard. Nice knee there, drilling the skull of Jade, but caught almost immediately by Cora. Now we do know that this is a dream matchup for Cora Jade. Always wanted to wrestle AJ Lee, but AJ has kind of stayed out of the spotlight since retiring from pro wrestling. But coming into IPW, she's looking to build back her career. She ties up here with Cora. Cora forces her into the corner. The clean break as a shot comes through after it. Cora STO takes the leg out from underneath AJ. Cannonball senton. And Cora, we've seen, really needs to find a big victory here in IPW, let's be honest. Her and Roxanne have had this similar sort of story of being not bottom shelf kind of stars. They've just lacked, well, I say lacked a chance. Roxanne's had the chances, just needs a bit more time to shine to get the opportunity to win. And I think maybe some tag team offense from Roxanne and someone else like Cora Jade will do them a world of good. Now Jade has AJ hooked up, powerbomb position, brings her down, stacks her up into the pin. 2 count for that effort. Yeah, you think the women's division does not hold a tag belt. There are a lot of potentially good teams here that could essentially work as a unit. Jade and Roxanne would be one. You've got then the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. You'd then think Fatal Influence in that picture. Jade and Bianca. The Unholy Union. There are teams scattered throughout this women's division. Katana Chance, Kaden Carter is another. We may be thinking, or we might be discussing something IPW management may end up doing. Creating a women's tag team championship. Add another belt into the massive repertoire of belts we've already got. Probably a wise thing to do. As AJ and Cora now battle on the outside. Cora through, nice running lariat. Drops AJ, but AJ back to her feet quickly. Tries to connect with the spinning back heel kick. Misses wildly as Cora now capitalizing on the mistake. Striking quite well here is Cora. As she sends AJ running, but once again AJ with that boot creates a separation to get back to her own feet. Drags Jade back into the ring. AJ ice set onto Cora center, running off the ropes, a drop down. And then a roll through. No, not going to connect. Instead, it's Jade stopping that. Goes for the pin. And a kick out here by AJ. A lot of weapons on the line here. We've got the Shining Wizard of AJ Lee. The Octopus Hold. The Black Widow, as it's actually called. Cora has this sliced bread. And that generation of Jade DDT. Gets a 2 count here on AJ, though. Lines her up. Jade looking for the victory. Connects. Double underhook. It's that generation of Jade. Into the pin she goes on AJ. 1, 2. And a kick out in time by AJ Lee. Lee being pressed. Jade keeps the shots on, but Irish Whip reversal. A drop down. A leapfrog. AJ connects with a punch to the gut again. Ripcord forearm smash. Cleaving the face of Jade. Jade back on the offensive. That's a big time knee from AJ. Cause the damage, cause the spacing, and get on the offensive. That's the name of the game here for AJ. Lee striking with Jade, but Jade fighting back. Sends Lee running up, down, Desprez. Out here from Cora. Busts open AJ Lee. Jade gonna keep the pressure on. Pulling AJ to her one knee. Through. Tries to connect with Shining Wizard. Can't do so. Instead, a basement drop kick out from AJ. Sends Jade to the mat. And now Cora in trouble. Stuck in the corner. Stalking AJ Lee. Scoops and the slams. Trademark maneuver of almost everyone here in IPW, it seems. Quick kick out by Jade to stay in this match. As AJ Lee lines up the target. Can't drag her anywhere, though. Jade, a shot to the back of the head. Vicious, keeping the pressure on to AJ as well. The blood already trickling down her face. Jade hooks her up. Black Widow locked in. Utilizing her own opponent's finisher. Not going to get the tap out here. That was cheap, dirty maneuver from Cora. AJ might have to make her pay. Scoop and a slam. And AJ's heading up top. An unexpected place for AJ as the elbow drop misses. And now caught. The double underhook DDT. And the generation of Jade can begin if it wasn't for a massive kick out. AJ coming swinging. Hooks up Jade. Up, down. Nice toss. Another combo through from AJ. Spinning back fist. Hurricane. And then a thwapping kick to the face. Big boot follows suit. AJ, though, reversed. As Cora mounts some punches and mounts some big-time offense. Utilizing the ropes here, trying to steal the victory. Our referee spots the feet on the rope. And AJ capitalizing on the dirty maneuver. Pop-up. Forearm smash from AJ. Cora crawls to the apron. AJ charging in, spearing her target to the floor. Jade back to her feet quickly, though. In on the count of one. A nice forearm springboard maneuver there from AJ. Jade wise to the follow-up antics. Catches a hold of AJ. Just brings her down onto the shoulder. Pin inbound as Cora looks to win it all. Not able to get it. There's a massive kick out there by AJ Lee. Stays alive in this match. But this match has been mostly Cora Jade in control. Certainly landed a bigger offense. Might be looking for a little more here as she lines up AJ. Kick and strikes connecting. Swinging neck breaker following it up. AJ's wise to roll to the apron. Buy space, but Cora follows her. A drop kick puts her down. Jade watching on. Is AJ being counted out? Actually going to go to the outside. Keep the pressure on AJ. Don't give her time to breathe. Cannonball sent on misses. AJ misses with the pump kick. Hurricane Rana from Jade does not miss though. And now she gets to work over. Up and over Salida del Sol. That standing sliced bread. Gut kick caught though. 5 count here on the outside. AJ not going to send Cora back into the ring. Instead, Cora goes back in, taunting. 7 count here. AJ to her feet. Turns to the ring before the 9. Jade catches AJ, hooks her up, double underhook. Plants her with the generation of Jade as the new era comes into swing. Jade dominant through the entirety of this match. Had AJ Lee's number. AJ needed something more than what she gave to win this, but could not do so. And in the end, suffered several of them double underhook DDTs from Jade. Cora, big victory for her. God, I love this song. Screamo music. It's no electric cowboy, but still has a budding beat that just fills my eardrums perfectly. I know we don't really talk about the music that we do listen to when we have these matches, but let's be honest, sometimes it's worth it. The sliced bread I thought could have been a count-out victory maneuver. Turns out it wasn't, as this was the actual ending. Planted head first into the mat. Jade into the pin for the win.
Here is your winner, Cora Jade.
Massive co-main event. These victory for Cora Jade. How will the main event fare up to this? Let's find out. Summer Lovin' is going to be champion versus champion, as the Emerald Belt holder will go up against the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion tonight. It is the tester match for both Primetime's male champions. The newly crowned 2-time television champion, the Demon. The heartbeats fill the arena for his arrival to this match. Head of his NXT Classic.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring the undisputed television champion, the Demon, Finn Balor.
Last time these two faced off was in the showdown. In that battle, if I am correct, the Demon came out on top. Back then, it was a lot different, because this man had no belt to his name. He lost it to Orton in the locked-in chamber. And tonight, after last week winning his belt back, he goes to war against the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. 2 weeks, 2 champions. Balor is on an unstoppable conquest here in IPW. Heading towards Summer Loving though, he will face off against Drew McIntyre. And that just sounds like an epic clash. Nonetheless, for that championship. Well, it's not even for a championship, it's for the right to be called the best mid-card champion in IPW. That's certainly a well-earned title for whoever earns it. But until that happens, standings, pecking orders won't mean a thing until it's all settled. But we'll find out how things square up between our same brand champs. As Samoa Joe faces the television champ. Fires burn as we await his arrival.
And his opponent from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, the Samoan Joe!
Let's talk about Summer Loving in the actual matches, the main event. Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay. A bout we have seen before for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. But with the new Emerald belt, Ospreay found a way to escape that hellish kind of title picture framed around 3 men. Himself, Samoa Joe, and Shawn Michaels. Now that was one hell of an opportunity to do that. And he took it by force, beating The Rock, beating a lot of difficult opponents. Shawn Michaels was in that picture. Demon didn't make it there, but he was in that difficult situation as well. And to be honest, you look at these 2 stars, the Demon had a far better road to the showdown comparison to Joe. Joe fell short a lot in his matches. And he needs to prove that he deserves to be at the top. Nice Tiger Driver there. That's a thing that may be seen. He's lost a lot of respect as top champ in IPW. And these 2 square up here. Collar and elbow tie up. As Balor applies the wrist lock. Wrenching on it. Keeping Joe in check. The champs showing their skills as these two former NXT champions who battled for that belt. The only man to beat Balor as the Demon, or one of the only men, is Samoa Joe. Looking to capture some of his former glory, look to get back on winning ways. But Balor's controlling these collar and elbow tie-ups as he continues to do so. Waistlock now. Joe's in trouble. Finally fights out of it into a sidelock head position. Joe keeping the pressure on. Finn reverses, takes the head with the leg scissors. Applied. Joe squirming. A kick to the neck and Finn breaks the hold. Joe's in the drop zone. Finn misses. But now thinking back to Summer Loving, you think in the build-up to it, obviously IPW management have put every single champion versus one another. Now, don't get me wrong, if the undisputed champions like Joe, Ospreay, Henley, and Morgan lose to their mid-card counterparts, you start to question who actually sits atop of the IPW roster, since that's a 1916 out from Balor. Into the pin he goes. 1, 2, and a kick out by Joe in time. Because you do start to wonder, do they deserve to be in the title picture? And Shining Wizard there by Balor. Joe quickly back to his feet, tries to connect with Lariat. Finn tries to go for a stomp, can't connect either man. The basement dropkick out there from Finn. Takes out the leg, and now he's going springboard. Stomping with a coup de grace from the apron. Balor striking from anywhere. Gets a 2 count on the champ. And this does look worrying for the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. Losing to Balor here is not a good sign. Finn might be looking to set up for a potential World Heavyweight title match. Roll-up attempt here. 1. Balor kicks out. Quickly nip up. Catches Joe before he can strike. Stomping him down to the mat. Joe connects, but barely though, as Balor hooks him up. Takes the waist, hooks him up, drops the elbow. Final cut. Balor through, neck breaker. Slingshotting the neck of Joe. And the Demon has been in full swing, full control. STO. As Joe reeling, the Samoan submission machine. Firing, trying to find a way into this match. Pinfall attempt by Balor, just looking to end it here. Disrespectful fashion, not even a finisher to set up Joe for the finish. Instead, Demon caught. Finally, Joe fighting back. There's the Demon on his back, which is never a good sign, as Joe caught off guard there, trying to call Demon to his feet. Instead, got a nip up. Does manage to catch Balor. But it might be a bad option, because the Demon just fighting back so much better. And Joe hooks him up and down Bloody Sunday. Pinfall attempt here by Balor. Gets the 2. And a kick out by Joe, staying alive. Champion is in danger here. Joe needs a little more. Hooks Balor up to the shoulder, brings him down. Goes for the pin. Looking for the win. 1, 2. A kick out in time by Balor. Joe keeping the pressure on, has the Demon lying in his sight. Can't connect, get the rear naked choke in. Step Balor through with the combination. Pele kick. Drops Joe. And the Demon's vicious. The Demon striking on all 4 cylinders. Tried to maybe go for that shotgun dropkick. Can't get it. Instead, he's caught. Coquina clutch locked in. Joe, could he get the tap out victory? He does. He taps out Balor. That's why he's champion. He lies in wait and strikes while the iron's hot. Joe finds the opportunity to tap out the Demon and had a bounce back victory. A big one at that, as he gets some resurgence heading into Summer Lovin'. Let's be honest, Balor was dominant through the entirety of this match, but Joe switches it on in the end. Gets the big time Coquina clutch. Taps out the Demon. To be honest, this is a good showing for the Primetime Men champ. Picking up victory. Well, Joe being victorious and Balor being dominant through the match just means that they're on good footing. This submission, hard to get out of. A big
Here's
victory.
your winner, the Samoan Joe!
For this Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. Great way to end out tonight's show. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed it as well. I'll see you guys for Breakdown on Thursday. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings.
I'm gonna say it now before we even get into the match. Electric Callboy fucking rock.